Hello, welcome back to It's Called Soccer. I am pumped. The USA made it through the round of 16 after a 1-0 defeat of Iran. So here we go. Like, it gets real from here, right? Let's go ahead and turn our attention towards our opponent. We have the Netherlands. So to start, I'll be the first to admit here, they look good on paper. But guess what? The game's not played on paper, is it? It's played on a soccer pitch. And lucky for us, we don't have to play the game tomorrow. We have 4 full days to prepare and get some of our key players healthy. I know Pulisic went down with an injury. I know Josh Sargent also is questionable with some kind of injury, maybe an ankle injury. So we've got days for guys to rest up and get fully fit before the weekend's match. And that's played Saturday morning at 9 Eastern. So stay tuned for that. But I wanted to really just explain a couple of key points and some key observations that I have going into Saturday. I want to let people know that I don't necessarily think this is going to be one-sided and this is going to be the end of the road here for the U.S. We still have big opportunities here to win this game as well, and I will spell that out here. So the Netherlands, yes, they won their group, and a player that they have by the name of Cody Gakpo, that dude's a bona fide stud. I think he has only attempted 3 shots at the World Cup, but all 3 have hit the back of the net for points. So this dude is good, but they also have some weaknesses. And I'm going to talk about them now. So Gakpo normally plays on the left wing for his club team, which is PSV. I think they are in the Netherlands as well, or Holland. But he's been used more centrally for his national team. They use him like an attacking mid. But because of that change in what position that he plays, he's been a lot more deadly than I think even he was at PSV, and that is scary. And his teammates have also gone on record saying just how important he is to what they do as a national team. But we have just something that I would like to point out that we need to be mindful of heading into the game this weekend, and that is the space in which the Netherlands likes to exploit. So we have a guy, Serginho Dest. He's our right back. He loves to push forward and support and help Tim Weah out on that right side. And at times, he's really, really brilliant at it. He's really good at it. He assisted in the goal that ultimately punched our ticket to get to the knockout stage. He's good at pushing forward. But they also have had success attacking on their left side. I think both the goals they scored against Qatar came from attacking in the space, which Dest would be leaving open. So that's just an observation that we need to be mindful of. And if we can tighten that up, that's a key to limiting their chances to score. A good strategy also is to just try to play contained, like sit back behind the ball, play conservative, and then the moment we get a turnover, we got to be lightning quick on the counter. It's likely we'll have less possession of the ball in this game, and that's not going to be a big thing if we can go ahead and jump out and get on the counter as well. And how well we do that will determine if that's a good idea or not, for us to sit back behind the ball. But another positive for us is that they don't have their striker situation settled. Yes, Gakpo scoring goals, but again, he's not scoring from a striker position. They've got, I believe, Wout Weghorst, who is a mountain of a man. I think he's like 6'6". He's huge. And they have Memphis Depay. And I think in the 3 games they've played, I believe they've started 3 different strikers at that position to try to find a combination that works. So that's something to be mindful of as well. And also, I wanted to just alert people who may think that we're done for here that the only goal we have conceded at the World Cup is the penalty kick we gave to Wales in our first game. So our defense has been rock solid. We haven't conceded any goals, and I don't even think we've conceded anything that had to go to VAR for review. Like, we've been tight. And Qatar also showed us the blueprint for creating chances against them. And that is because their wingbacks, and I mean there as the Netherlands, like to push forward as well. And they did a really good job of pushing into that space and putting pressure on their center backs. They just couldn't create the goal scoring opportunities in the box. And I just think that was just a lack of quality. But we have a better quality team than what Qatar was putting out there. So we also need to keep in mind that this is the Netherlands' first World Cup since 2014. Their guys are just as inexperienced as us. I mean, I know a lot of people like to rate them higher than they would rate American players, but they don't really have experience going deep into the rounds of 16 and beyond, like we don't either. But we also have played harder games. We've played tough, nail-biting, clawing, scratching games where we had to fight for everything we've been given. And I don't believe the Netherlands have been challenged like that this tournament. And that's going to change on Saturday. So just to recap here, my quick key points to beating them. We need to be conservative defensively, and then we need to be lightning quick on the counters. We also need to be mindful of the space that Dest leaves open when he pushes forward, and same on the left side when Jedi pushes forward. But their attack seems to mostly come from that left side. So just being mindful of that space that they're going to try to exploit. And we need to attack in that same space that their wings back leave open, because they also like to push really, really high up. And I believe he's their right back, Denzel Dumfries. He loves to push really high forward and play aggressive. So if we can exploit those spaces and create chances, we're going to have some goal scoring opportunities, and who knows, in a knockout tournament. Thank you for listening to this quick drop. I appreciate you. Make sure you give me a rating. I also have a link for voicemails on my Spotify page. So if you'd like to leave me a voicemail to be featured on the show, I will play your voicemail on the next show and maybe even discuss, whatever you want to talk about. Thanks again for a listen. Please rate me on Spotify, rate me on Apple Podcasts, leave reviews wherever you can. And I appreciate you. Share this with everybody that you can. Thank you.